have a long tradition of torturing moderators with my surname pronunciation, so don't worry. I think you did excellent. So, I'm Grigoris Chatzikostas. I work at FoodScale Hub, and the purpose of my intervention today is to present some funding opportunities that our organization is offering for the next 5 years. And since in the previous panel I was participating, one good friend of mine was saying all the time, show me the money, show me the money. This is the money. The thing is that we have a few open calls. They're so different from each other, but they all together account for a little bit less than 9.5 million euros for the upcoming years. And this is just a drop in a big lake of open calls that exists all over Europe, because you're going to hear about more opportunities from my colleague later on. So the main message that I would like to start my intervention is get informed. Through European Enterprise Network, through your local DIG, through the Commission services on the portal, there are so many opportunities for funding that I don't think that there should be good ideas, innovative ideas, without receiving an initial funding. The projects I'm going to present today are 5. We even have projects from Horizon 2020. This is the European program that is now finishing. But the idea of the structure of my intervention would be a very quick overview of all the available calls that we as FoodScale Hub have, and then I would like to focus a little bit on Icarus, which is a project that is about drone innovation. It's upcoming next. Lithuania also participates strongly in this project, so I think it's a good opportunity to look at the details of this particular call. So first of all, the D-Rural. The D-Rural aims to finance ideas that will help the digital transformation of rural areas in Europe. Technically speaking, we have already 4 region demonstrators. We have areas of interest, and we have particular pilots. I want you to focus on this part here, because I think this is quite important, the last part here, about the mirror regions. This is quite important for this room. The Rural as a project will issue calls at around 1 million in total that will aim to replicate the services of the project into other regions. The idea here is to, for some technology providers, some NGOs, some farmers' organizations, etc., create a team in your region. By region, I don't necessarily mean the regional government. I mean create a regional ecosystem and go to apply to replicate what the rural is doing with this respect. The criteria are clear: alignment and excellence, impact and team. It's all external evaluators. By the way, for all these projects, we're also looking for external evaluators. So please, if you're not planning to submit a proposal, come and apply. Then we're moving to Titan. Titan is extremely interesting project about transforming the food system with respect to transparency. In this case, we will have open calls for 3 different pilots, one related to food safety, the other one related to sustainability, and the third one related to health and well-being of consumers. Again, external evaluation. This call is addressed to consortia of 3 partners, 3 high-tech companies or innovators in the sector. And no, wait a second. And the available money is around 150K per consortium. Moving that, we go then to In Cities Food, another project that there is a strong Lithuanian participation. This is about rolling out services of urban and peri-urban agriculture in cities and countries of Africa. It's quite demanding because we would like simultaneously to finance individuals, but also to finance digital innovation hub type activities, to finance local initiatives that then they will distribute the funds, they will do the capacity building, they will do the testing. It's quite an ambitious project, but with a very strong global impact that I invite you to stay together with that. Obviously, the individual's tickets, which you see here as 3,500, look very small to you, but keep in mind that with this money, you can really make a difference in Africa. And since we want to experiment with technologies that will help families and communities to have food sovereignty and self-sustainability, we're going to work with aquaponics, we're going to work with technologies that you can really apply with small amount of money. Another one. This goes for bigger amounts, more money, as you would say, Augustus. This one is about eco-ready. This is about building living labs that bring together citizens, scientists, and other actors to discuss about the climate change and how this is going to affect the food sector. The funding here is not small at all. If you look at the opportunity, it can reach up to 400K per living lab, and living labs are supposed to be partnerships, so technically you need at least 2 members for a partnership, and the one who should be scientific or technical, and the other one needs to be representing the community. We're still looking for award criteria. Please kindly note that for all these projects, first of all, in EcoReady, I think we signed yesterday the grant agreement, but in any case, all this information aims to give you a hint, to give you an idea. The final open calls will be published later on. And I'm leaving for the last the Icarus because we're going to look deeply into that, but before that, if there is one picture you want to take from this meeting, I think this is the one. It explains all the deadlines, all the amounts of the open calls that we will be managing next. It's clear number of projects to fund, type of application and budget. We try to summarize everything in one table. And the second project you see here is Icarus. Icarus is going to be presented right now. We are going to talk about the open calls. Let's see a little bit what Icarus is about. Some of you might remember that Icarus was a Greek mythology hero that liked to fly around. In our case, the topic of the project is about using drones to help not only farming, but rural areas in general become more competitive, more attractive for people to live. Our hosts, as you can see, they are partners in this project, core partners in this project. Since you asked also, we have an Estonian partner, if that makes a difference to you. But also we have a very strong Greek representation. We have also partners from Spain, France, and of course, Netherlands and UK. Moving now to the types of research institutes, we do have 3 European research institutes. We have industry stakeholders, and we have 4 non-for-profit organizations that are representing the ecosystem. So, what challenges are we tackling? The drone technology has been well developed in pure scientific technical terms. However, people are not using it as much as they should. Is it because it is expensive? Is it because people are lacking the skills? Is it because we have strong regulatory barriers, or to speak better, lack of a proper framework for this to be applied? Or is it that people don't feel that it's safe flying drones around? All of these reasons are valid, but the purpose of the project is to try to understand better the barriers and try to overcome them. How to overcome them? With these 4 types of activities. First of all, there is a little bit of research that still needs to be done. Not research in the technology per se, but research on our perception of technology and our possibility to accept and take advantage of the technology. So technically speaking, there is an ongoing research, by the way, with the drone use in rural areas and agriculture. If you can join our website, please feel free to answer the questionnaire. We have also the test cases. These are the use cases are the experiments that you can see live, and we're trying to cover crop and livestock monitoring, we're trying to cover rural logistics, we will see in details later on. Then, lack of knowledge. We have a broad, not only a broad program of educating and training potential users, hence the open universities in part of our consortium, but also tailor-made coaching and mentoring services for the drone companies that are trying to understand the farmers in the rural sector. And then, of course, like every project, we care about the post-project sustainability. We want something that will scale up. We want something that we will be able to build a part of a broader ecosystem around the drone technologies. So, what we want through the project is to explore the opportunities, to fulfill the potential that drone technologies have to make rural areas of Europe better places to live, more prosperous places to live, and generally speaking, to improve the quality of life and reduce the risks. What we are developing, first of all, a platform that takes into account a series of knowledge factors, including the drone market landscape monitoring that we're currently doing, business and governance models, an academy for trainings, and of course, the results of the trials and the demonstrators. Also, we are running an open call, and this is the topic that I will analyze later on, which is aims exactly to bring new technologies inside. The existing use cases, we have a very interesting one in Lithuania that refers to forestry and biodiversity monitoring. There is one for livestock monitoring in France, one for crop monitoring in Spain, drone spraying in Greece. This is a very interesting one because it's a total experimental level. Keep in mind that drone spraying legal framework does not exist yet, and that's a big problem. So we want really to, through this process, to push also the legislation. And last but not least, and very important, in North Macedonia, we're working on rural logistics. We're working to deliver medicine, small pieces of equipment, needed things in aging population in the villages of North Macedonia. But we know that from now, that actually even from 2021 that we designed this project, many things changed. That's why we need our open call to make sure that we will incorporate the new technologies, the new approaches, but we will also give the opportunity to the rural communities to find their own way of how they can use and take advantage of drones. So what do we have here? We're going to explain the open call at a glance. We're going to look at the push open call overview, the pull open call overview, and then a little bit on submission and evaluation procedure. I will try to do this in exactly 5 minutes. So the pace is going to be fast. Technically speaking, we are delivering a little bit more than 1 million euros through this call. We are going to have 20 projects that will be financial support to third parties, 8 for the push call and 12 for the pull call. And the money that people can receive is up to 50 per K for the pull calls and up to 60 per K per push calls. What do we want to do? First of all, by the beginning of this year, we would like to have an open call manual, a guidelines for the interested applicants. Then we would like also to define the challenges that we're going to address in some level of detail based on the research that we're currently doing. Of course, we have some strong technical requirements. There will be a platform that people will upload, and we have to make sure that everything works and is tested so that we don't run into problems. And of course, to launch 2 open calls in 2 iterations. Practically, we have 2 calls twice in the lifetime of the project. In total, 4 open calls will be launched. One will be in April 2023, and the rest will follow. You will see you have all the details in the previous table. Now, twice, the first we're talking about the push open calls. Here we have a little less than $500,000, 240K per open call, and up to 60K per winner. The duration of the sub-projects is 12 months. We're going to finance in total 8 projects, 4 per open call. The first open call is going to be launched in April this year, 2023, and the next one February 2024. What is the push open calls about? Here we are targeting the technology developers. Let it be drone manufacturers, IoT companies, even research institutes or spin-outs of the research institutes. We are targeting the people who are developing technologies. We're not looking for consortia. It's a single applicant call. And here we want to make not only technologies, but also datasets, drone-related datasets available to the people. Of course, the eligibility criteria have to do with the alignment of the open call, the eligibility with respect to the country of establishment of the company, and everything has to be submitted according to the rules. Here is some indicative timeline. All this information is indicative. Nothing is legally binding, so don't take a picture of this in come 2 years to tell me that we use different dates. This is all a matter of the commission. And then we have the submission. The evaluation will take place in the summertime. Let's see, this is going to be the most challenging part. And by 2023, the projects will start. And then you see the different phases, because we have one small phase, which is the design, the preparatory action, the main phase of the development, which lasts for 6 months, and the last phase, which is about launching what you developed in the market. So practically, you have 3 different stages in the project. Then we go to the pool open calls. Here, it's 50K per winner. The first call will be launched in September 2023, and the second one in July 2024. We're going to finance 12 projects in total, and we have 600K available for this job. Who are we targeting? Now we want to turn around the game. We want to put the users, the communities behind the steering wheel. So technically, we are aiming at end users, which might be agri-food producers, NGOs that are working on environmental advocacy, rural communities, even public sector organizations, into deciding what problems, what challenges they can solve with the use of drone technology, and then procure, buy, and implement drone technologies to solve them. Practically, we're giving tickets of 50K to rural communities to really make the first investment in drones and to see how it works. Again, similar setup with respect to the time. These projects, again, will last for 12 months. And here is another picture that you can summarize that explains all the things that are going to happen during the open call. Here you can see how much money is available, how many projects are going to be financed per call, and what is the, how much money, okay, that's not important for you, but just for the external evaluators to know that there is a generous fee for them, so you can also apply for that. Of course, at the end of this process, we would like to disseminate the results, both the existing use cases, but also the pilots that will come through the open call will be the main communication messages that we will pass to the ecosystem. The roadmap is typical. There will be an open call that people need to study. Then based on that, we need to check the eligibility criteria, submit, and evaluation will take place. The evaluation process will be managed by an advisory board that will also play the role of redress committee in case issues appear. The award criteria have to do with the concept and the feasibility, the technological readiness, the impact and exploitation, but also about the organizational capacity and the proper allocation of resources within the project. The criteria are going to be weighted, of course, and in case of redress requests, we are going to establish a committee that will discuss the redress and will come back with results. We need external evaluators, providing that there will be no conflict of interest. So really, if you're not planning to submit, please do apply to become external evaluators in our open call. Again, we have the paying modalities are presented here. 30% comes with the activity plan. So practically in the first 2 months, you can deliver an activity plan and already get 30% of the funding. Once you deliver the technological part of your project, you are getting another 50%, and the last 20% comes with the last deliverable that has to do with market activities. I hope I have convinced you to participate all. Thank you very much. Please feel free to ask me questions.
Thank you so much. Do stay for a minute. You said something like get informed, and then you also showed this slide saying, you know, this is if you want to take out this one thing. This will be your only takeaway. And then you show this slide with a lot of charts and dates and everything. And my question is, how do I get informed without getting, a little discouraged by too many dates and details and whatever? Where do I start?
My strong encouragement for you would be to start from your local digital innovation hub, because those are the places. The AgriFood Lithuania Digital Innovation Hub participates in this project for a reason, to be a center of information. So if you are in the Baltics and you really want to get funded, these are the people to talk to. Likewise, some people in Greece might come to our organization, some people in Spain might go to other organizations, but generally speaking, you are right that there is a lack of proper information in those cases. That's why we're trying to build nodes all over Europe that will have direct relationship with the potential beneficiaries.
Let's see if potential beneficiaries have any questions or comments in the audience. Everything was clear. Thank you so much for your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, please.